how's it going? Listen, if I don't look my best, it's because I've barely gotten up, you know. I haven't really woken up yet, like, to be quite honest with you. So I'm just making this video, just before I start my day. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who showed their support. There was a video that I made, like, with regards to my mother's passing that was short-lived. But for those of you who actually helped me, I'm very, very thankful. Please understand that. I'm also thankful for just the outpouring of love and emotional support that you all have given me. I'm very, very thankful for all of that. I'm thankful for you guys. Okay? So, yes, I'm very, very thankful for you. It's still a week since my mother's passing, so the grief is still raw. It's still there. Well, it was a week yesterday, but the grief is still raw. It's still there. But my family have been extra supportive, and you guys have been extra supportive. So thank you once again. You have been incredible. You know, well, some TIs have been a little bit problematic, but other than that, it's not a big deal. For the most part, you guys have been amazing, and I'm so thankful for that. I just wanted to set the record straight on a few things about my mother, and there's a point to this, yeah. My mother and I had a complicated relationship. There were times where she could be the most loving and incredible human being on the planet. And there were also times where she could be kind of cruel. I'm not going to hold you. Mama, you know, and sometimes I would still have those memories replaying in my mind, juxtaposed against her deteriorating health, which brought up a lot of complex feelings in me. So I didn't spend as much time with her as I should have done. I didn't give her the grace that she should have been given, especially in her later years where she was, sorry about that, especially in her later years when she was so wonderfully attentive and generous and kind and supportive, and she wanted to make me laugh at every single opportunity she could get, you know. So because of our complex dynamic and the effects that it had on my formative years, I held on to that. I'm not going to hold you. I held on to that. And I tried not to. And it was weird because it was just like I didn't know what to do because of those feelings. I just went along with the motions. But the truth of the matter is that as complex as my relationship with my mother was, towards the end of her life, she demonstrated who she really was. And who she really was a loving, healing, supportive, kind, generous person. Yes, Dad. Okay. Sorry, that's just my dad. He was going out the road. She turned into the most incredible human being ever. A woman who had 9 strokes. She had 9 strokes that ended her life. I was wrong before. She hadn't had 8 strokes that killed her. She had 9 strokes that killed her. A woman who had 8 strokes before the end of her life, doing her very best to make sure her children were smiling. All she ever thought about was the people who were there for her and the people who loved her towards the end. That's all she thought about. And just being near her, even in that state, just being near her was healing. Just being near her was healing. You have to think about what this woman went through. Not only did she go through chronic sickle cell anemia, she was also a target. Yes, she was a target. Because on top of the sickle cell, she was also electronically attacked constantly. And she went through a lot of emotional stress. Okay? So, you know, on top of everything that she was already going through, the love in her heart still persisted in spite of everything. And towards the end of her life, we saw the real her, who she really was, this kind and sweet soul that was buried underneath so much anger because of so much that she had been through. She couldn't be angry because the pain wouldn't stop. She couldn't be sad because the pain wouldn't stop. She couldn't be stoic because the pain wouldn't stop. And in that situation, aren't you going to get angry? Aren't you going to feel like burning the world down and everyone in it? And yet towards the end of her life, in spite of all the pain that she went through, she's still left with love in her heart for everybody, and especially her children. And when she died, let's be absolutely clear. There was a hole in this world when she left. This world is worse for her not being here. Let's be all the way fucking real. This world, my mother was a complicated person, yes. She had ways about her that I didn't like, that nobody liked. But towards the end of her life, she lived up to her name of being a precious person that God put on this earth. She lived up to that name towards the end. So you're damn right I was screaming and crying when she left. You're damn right I was shedding tears like a mofo before she left. Because before she left, she made the world a better place to be. And the sicker she got, the more she became that human being. She made the world a better place to be. She was a healing person. Again, when she had health and strength, she did a lot of things that a lot of people will not recover from. But towards the end of her life, she gave people love. She gave people kindness. She gave people laughter. Even when she was going through the amount of pain that she was going through. So you're damn right I was screaming and crying. You're damn right I turned into a fucking baby when she left us. You're damn right I did. You're damn right I did. And it wasn't just because she was my mother. It was because she was worth that. She was worth that. She was just that type of person. No matter what gang stalking tried to do to her, no matter what the sickle cell tried to do to her, that's the person she became in the end. She became a person worth mourning, worth loving endlessly. And I will love my mother endlessly. Regardless of whether she's here or not. I love her to the ends of the earth. And that's never going to change. That is not changing over here, baby. That's not changing over here. I love my mother to the ends of the earth. And that's never going to change. And I'm happy to say that's not going to change. She's not here. But that doesn't mean that I can't do my best to live the life that she would have wanted me to live. She would have wanted me to be happy. So for her, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Sure, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth about electronic torture. I'm going to tell the truth about Havana syndrome. I'm going to tell the truth about everything that's been going on in my life and hers in that sense. But I am going to do my best to be happy when the cameras are off. Okay? Now, speaking of the contributions that we leave on this world, I went to the gallery yesterday. I went to the Tate Modern and it was great. I really needed to go. I went to the Tate Modern and I saw some things that were just incredibly healing for me. And along the way, because I was wearing like a black coat with a pink scarf and I was wearing like softer shoes that my mum used to wear. So there were lots of other gang stalkers wearing the same thing. I thought, okay, yeah, I see that. I really didn't care at that point. I didn't give a shit because it's like, you know, it's like I noticed, but I'm desensitized to the nonsense at this point. So, you know, that was okay. You know, the gang stalkers were gloating about my grief and of course they're going to do that. So that was the first thing. Now, it's a week since my mother passed, remember? It's been days since I've been like screaming and crying and shit. This person next to me, I'm resting in my bed, right? I'm not sleeping, but this person here decided to start screaming to mock me mourning my mother's death. Now, ordinarily, I'd be out here cussing people, but I'm thinking, I really have to think about what kind of person that is and how much their presence would be missed on the earth. Ain't nobody gonna miss somebody like that. And if they do, they're probably just as sociopathic as he is. Ain't nobody gonna miss that. There is no way. I'm sorry. But the electronic torturers, when they leave the earth, when they die, does the world get worse or better? It's gonna get better. It would get better without them here. A lot of the people that were involved in my gang stalking, the world would be a better place without them. Because the truth be told, right? Narcissists are the type of people who need a lot of people around them to mask who they really were. But, you know, even as people could mourn and grieve over them, the world would still be better without them. I can't say the same about my mother. I can't say the same about her. Even after everything that happened in the past, even after what she left me with, I can't say in my heart of hearts that the world would be better off without her. And you know me, I'm too fucking mean to lie. But this person here, the world would be better off without them. Many of the neighbors who were complicit in not only the murdering and trafficking and torture of me, but also my mother, my family, if they go, what really, like, they're not contributing anything. They can go. It's fine. My mum is different. My mum is completely different. My mum actually left something on the earth. Even like if it was a small thing, she left this earth with something. She left this earth with talent. She left this earth with truth. She left this earth with joy. Like, that's what she brought to the table when she was alive. And again, the sicker she got, the more we saw who she really was. Like, ain't nobody gonna miss these people. Ain't nobody screaming and crying over that. Are you kidding me? No. Ain't nobody screaming and crying over that. There is no way. And electronic torturers, no. Absolutely fucking not. Can you imagine? No. Nah. And if let's just say for argument's sake that the perps passed away and everybody missed them and everybody cried and everybody wept, because the perps aren't there anymore, it gives everybody room to find out the truth about them. So it's like, you know, even when they're here, they cause pain. And when they leave, they cause pain. With my mother, it's not the same. Bars. With my mother, it's not the same. It just isn't. They just came into this world bringing pain, hatred, lies. And that's exactly what they're going to leave with. Because you know these people ain't about to say shit about the murdering, trafficking and torture that they've contributed to, including this person. They're not going to say anything about that. They're just going to keep doing stupid shit, see if it hurts my feelings, see if I get online and rant about it. And I did. I'm not taking that away from them. But when they go, they're just going to cause as much pain as they did when they were alive. And that's it. At least my mother actually brought something useful to the table. How is a woman who suffered eight strokes, you know, and a knife that killed her, how is a woman that suffered 8 strokes more useful and of greater, you know, positivity than the people coming after me? How is that possible that a woman with 8 strokes has something more useful to say and more useful to do? Because remember, she was in bed, not able to do a damn thing, and she was still more useful than any of these people. So what exactly, like, these people are not being mourned over, I guarantee it. And if they ever are mourned over, They're mourned over for the people that they pretended to be. I mourn my mother for who she actually was. And there's a big difference. My mother died with people knowing who she really was. And who she really was a wonderful human being who had been trapped in some bad circumstances and unfortunately had a big self-destruct button. But trust me, my mother left this world leaving behind a legacy of joy, of art, of beauty, of talent, of truth. 8 strokes deep. And she was way more useful than any of these gang stalkers, more courageous, more strong-willed, more powerful than any of these people. And she was literally bedridden by the time she died. And she still had more going on than they did. Like, let's not play these games. Let's not. And how do they figure that, like, them making fun of my grieving would make me, you know, I've lost my mother. Like, how do you get it into your mind that you're that important? I've lost my mother, so how do you feel like the screaming is just, it's just annoying. It's not. How do you figure that that's somehow going to be worse than me losing my mother in the first place? How do you figure making fun of my grief is... I don't understand. And I'm still being electronically tortured. I'm still being electronically tortured. How do you figure that's worse than me being electronically tortured as I'm grieving for my mother? Common sense. I'm just saying, but shout out to Mum. Now, again, I want to thank everyone for their support. My family have found a way to say goodbye to Mum, so all of that's in hand. To those who have been supporting me, like I said, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. And, you know, I really, really appreciate everything that you've done. Everything that you've done, and please believe that. Okay? And it will not go unanswered. That will not go unrewarded. I promise you that. So, rest in peace to my mum. I love you guys so much, my fellow TIs. I do, with my whole soul. And to anyone who's marginalized, especially as you're a TI, I love you guys to my bone marrow. Please believe that. So you guys take care. And don't be like these idiots. Don't be like them. Do not be like them. Leave a great legacy when you leave this earth. Don't be like them. I love you guys so much. Bye-bye.